This is Music in Motion.
A podcast looking at how music moves us through our lives.
Forward, backward, and everywhere in between.
Produced by the crew at KILO-FM and KRXP-FM in Colorado Springs.
That's right. Welcome to another episode of Music in Motion, a podcast where we talk about music that moves us throughout our lives. But today we're going to do a Momcast.
Ooh, nice
like
play
that?
on words.
I'd be lying if I said I made it up, but
We've got Summer. Say hello.
Hi.
And me, Shawn, and of course, Cate.
So today we're going to do we're going to talk about songs that we would dedicate to our own moms because Mother's Day is this weekend.
And you were apprehensive about being on this episode. It was kind of funny because you were like, well, I'm not a mom. And so, but you know, you and Summer are. Well, but we're not doing this for us. We're actually doing it for our moms because we all have really unique stories about our moms or relationships with our moms. So I thought that'd be kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know why.
And so, but
I was like, oh yeah, but I have a mom. I can do that.
Yes, you do. So with that, I think we should start with you, Cate. I am you and your mom are really close. Your mom is really close to all of your siblings, and you just really champion her so much. So I think you should start with this as we're building this playlist.
It's fun. It's funny, too, because every Mother's Day week, I call her, and I have her call me here in the studio, and I basically have her with me for, my whole show.
But your mom
it's so fun.
Is a big radio star.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. You had a leg up in this business.
I kind of did, yeah. I feel like I cheated a little. But no, she used to do radio. And so whenever it's Mother's Day week, I have her call the studio. And she's such a pro. She knows what to do. She knows what to say because, she knows how radio works. But no, so people that are listening to this that also listen to our station. You've definitely heard her before.
So what is your mom's name?
Kathy.
And where's she on the radio, or was she? She's not on the radio anymore. She retired
not
from
anymore.
that.
Yeah, she doesn't do radio anymore, but she did it in Wichita for 30, I want to say 32, 33 years.
And tell that story real quick about how you grew up, because she did radio also out of your home.
Yeah, she did.
Just way ahead.
And that's how
Summer,
she
way ahead of the pandemic.
Yeah, yes.
Right? No, she kind of grew up in the same situation because my grandpa did radio too, and he did some broadcasting from his house. And so she kind of was around that. And then when she got into radio, she, of course, had kids. She wanted to be at home. And one of, I think, very few people in the entire world that could get both ways, whatever she wanted.
Yeah, that's big time.
She, was able to do her career in radio because they built an actual studio in our house. And so she would get us up in the morning and then just pop back and forth and do breaks on the radio for the morning show.
What a dream.
It was
I'm just wow, that'd be so cool.
I know.
Cook breakfast, go back, do more.
That's literally how it was. And
would that play into her show?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Genius.
I mean, they had an angle built into their show with her. It was so funny because, my twin sister and I, we fought every single morning, and we would fight about clothes, getting into the bathroom when we needed to, whatever, just trying to get ready. And so you would hear it in the back, just very faint, because we were yelling so loud, and they tried to make it as soundproof as possible, but it didn't always happen. But you would hear us in the back yelling at each other, so they would work that into the show. And then it was so funny because she did total radio pro mode. She would basically open her studio door, yell at us to shut up, and then instantly just kick back into it, go, hi, good morning, this is Kathy. It's so good. Oh, she's so good at that. Yeah, that's kind of how I grew up. And so music, to bring it back to music, it was always around us, of course.
Yeah.
And she grew up a massive music fan. And so there's a lot of different
But your mom's obviously whole other generation. So, I mean, I think you mentioned Led Zeppelin's her favorite. Yeah.
Every time we go visit her by, 1, 2 in the morning, because, we're pretty big party animals when we go home. 1, 2 in the morning, like clockwork, my mom is at the computer with Led Zeppelin playing, just blaring. And she changes it every
That's great.
like 10 seconds. Like she'll play 10 seconds of the song, and then she'll be like, "Oh no, this one." It's so annoying, but it's her.
Well, it sounds like you have a great relationship with your mom, and so I'm curious though, we're going to add 3 songs each to this playlist, and then we also have some input from listeners who wanted to be a part of the podcast today, the episode, and dedications to their moms. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I chose a couple songs that I didn't know whether to choose songs that like remind me of her in a sense of like this could be her anthem. I chose songs that every single time I hear them, I think of a specific like story with her. So
That's kind of what I did too.
Yeah, that's kind of the angle I wanted to go. I chose, well, if we can talk about Led Zeppelin first, Going to California. That song is, first of all, just gorgeous. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
That intro, that guitar intro. Yes.
Yeah. I was about to sing it. I can't.
You're going to do a Robert Plant. Spend my days with a woman in kindness, smoke my stuff and drink all my wine.
Gosh, you guys.
Summer's a singer. She's crazy. She's like, stop it. That's what my husband does when I sing.
I feel like we're on a road trip right now.
All right. Anyway, go ahead.
My brother and her danced to that song at his wedding.
Oh.
All of us just tears. Oh my God.
At some point, I'm going to cry during this podcast. Go ahead.
We saw Robert Plant. So my mom never got to see Led Zeppelin live.
Yeah.
When, I don't think,
yeah,
I mean, she was like 10 when they
were
actually touring. I think my math doesn't matter. But she never saw Led Zeppelin live. Robert Plant is like her dream boy. Like my...
He still looks hot.
Jack Antonoff.
He does. He still looks hot.
No,
it's like old guy hot.
We went to go see, because he did like a solo tour, and we got in the car. We drove to Oklahoma from Kansas to go see him. When he came out on stage, my mom, I have a picture of her face when he came out on stage. She's like,
fangirl.
Robert Plant is right in front of me. Like, his hair is still the same. Like, he's like, if he's like, I'm going to take care of one thing for the rest of my life, it's my hair.
His body's still hot.
He's looking good. My mom was freaking out. So Going to California, like, such a gorgeous song, but of course it always reminds me of my mom. All Led Zeppelin songs do, but I specifically chose that one. The other one I want to throw out is Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. Another absolutely gorgeous song, but specifically, we're going to see how many times I can bring up that my mom.
Did you know that's one of the most played songs ever, like in the world?
Just in general?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's probably...
There's like all kinds of weird statistics and everything behind that song specifically.
And Kate's mom
look it up. Go look it up, Kate.
It's 99% my mom plays.
Do I want to Google it right now? No. But I had to for something, and it's just one of like the biggest songs of all time. Yeah.
Yeah, with this song specifically, every single time we go home, we hang out, we stay up so late till like 4 or 5 in the morning. I swear to God, at least once, every single time I go back, we start talking about when she was in high school, and she would tell us high school stories about her and her friends, and she would always talk about this one specific friend that she had, and she would always tell it to us like we'd never heard the story. She would go, we would hang out at the pool, we'd hang out in the back, all of us, and we'd all spend the night, and we'd lay outside in the chairs, and every single morning we would wake up in the chairs, watch the sunrise, and listen to Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. And we're all...
Was she an Almost Famous? Your mom? Is your mom a Band-Aid?
It's so cool.
But we'd all be sitting there like... Yep, I know.
Yeah, but now you're telling that story.
Times.
Like, you're repeating it. You're becoming Kathy. Kate is becoming her mother.
Oh, that's my dream come true.
No, that's the best compliment because like so many people don't have that relationship with their mom.
I know, and like that's actually something I learned when I got older. Like that's something you have to learn when you get older. Is I started to realize like I guess how lucky we are to have that relationship because now like she was. She disciplined us. She, kept us in line, but she's also incredibly supportive. And now at this point in our lives, we're just like best friends. And so
Well, let's
I know
hear
not
from
everybody has that. So.
Real quick, I'll plug this. Let's hear from Maddie, listener Maddie, who called me and wanted to dedicate a song to his mom.
Cherry Bomb.
Nice. From the Runaways?
Yep.
Okay, so why?
We do a lot better when we're living far away from each other.
She's kind of a firecracker then?
A little bit, yeah.
That's okay, though, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, Maddie, thanks for the feedback. I appreciate it. One of my favorite songs of all time. So, yeah, I mean, he kind of has, it sounds like a kind of rocky relationship with his mom, and that's why Cherry Bomb, you know. Yeah. Because I thought maybe he was going to say she's like a Runaways fan or something, but sounds more like it's better if we're further apart, you know. So not everybody has that relationship, Kate. So good job. Did you have one more?
I do.
I want to hear it because I know what it is.
Shoop. Shoop by Salt and Pepper.
Doesn't she? I know all these stories too. Like, she talks about her mom so much, Summer, that I also know these stories.
So I'm like criticizing her for telling the same story, but like you said, I'm doing the same thing.
You're repeating it. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
She loves Salt and Pepper. Like,
does she do the rap?
Oh yeah, she knows all the words.
Oh,
you need
to
TikTok your mom. Those are the huge TikToks of moms.
Yeah. Should I?
White moms rapping.
Kill me. I have a video of it. I was like, should I include it in this video? I'm like sitting below her, and so it's like the angle is like from up here, and she's just going, "Here I go, here I go, here I go." Again, it's so
Girls,
funny.
what's my weakness?
I will show you two after this.
All right. I love it.
That's great.
If I get her permission, I'll share it to the world. But I will not get her permission. I promise you that.
Next year, let's have our moms on this podcast.
Yeah,
that'd be really fun, right?
Yeah. So those are mine. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Love you.
Oh.
All right. Let's move on over to Summer. Summer, how many songs do you have to talk about?
3.
3?
Yeah.
So tell us your story.
So my mom's a little older. She was born in 1942. So she really didn't influence me with music. She kind of latched on to what my dad listened to. He's an old country fan.
Yeah.
So she loves old Dolly Parton and stuff like that. So for sure, I Will Always Love You, because my parents just moved across the country and I miss them so much. And she used to love that song so much. And Coat of Many Colors. Okay, so kind of more than 3, but Dolly Parton for sure.
So you grew up on Dolly.
Grew up on Dolly.
And it's important that you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dolly is a queen. Another song that just kind of reminds me of my mom is Alison Krauss, You Say It Best When You Say... I think it's just called When You Say Nothing at All.
Oh, yeah. I haven't thought of that song in a long time.
I remember riding in the front seat with my mom. I was like 9, and she had to brake really fast and the whole arm thing to like make sure I didn't fly forward.
Classic.
In the seat. Yeah, classic mom moment. But that song was playing and she was distracted because she was singing to it. And I just remember that moment in my head. And so like she had it on cassette tape. I took the tape and I used to just play it on repeat over and over and just sing, because Alison Krauss, her voice is just like an angel.
Yeah.
So
isn't it crazy how we absorb like our parents' music so much, especially when they're music fans like that?
And specific moments like that too.
Yeah.
And you're a singer, so would you sing along to those like on your own and practice? Yeah. That's probably why you have such a great voice.
I used to use spoons, or I would even record over the radio with like tape on your cassette tape.
Yeah.
And then like sing over. I just loved it. So my mom's a little bit older with like her music influences. But you know, she took me in, and I really, as a foster kid, just kind of, she was like the first normal mom I ever had. And I latched onto that.
How many moms or like did you have before you moved in with her?
9.
Wow.
9. And I was 7 when I moved in with her. So like,
that's crazy.
It was a dynamic that now I'm looking back and I'm just like, how many of those like introduced me to so many different genres and stuff. But then there's the ones that I just don't like.
Yeah, you don't really want to remember those.
Yeah.
But that's like what I was talking about. Like I grew up in a bubble. Like I'm okay admitting that. Like it is what it is.
Just even your town, it's some kind of weird Nordish town or
it's
something.
Like Pleasantville, but like as I got older and my world expanded, like I meet people like you and learn that not everybody, his story is the same, and that's so important to know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, important. And there's so many foster kids out there that can relate to that. right? I mean, just going from home to home, having all those different influences in different situations.
This is actually National Foster Month Awareness Month, so
there you go. There you go.
So thank you to my mom for saving my life. And I do have to say, I was a little bit of a rebel. I mean, I guess who didn't rebel in their teenage years? But the band Camino just came out with a new song, "Sorry, Mom." And I love it. So that would be my last song I dedicate to my mom, because it's such a good song. Love it.
Apologizing a little.
Yeah. I was a pain in her side, but in the end, she's one of my best friends.
Yeah. That's what makes a mom a mom.
Yeah.
We're going to put all these songs on a playlist, actually, so we can hear all of them. Remember to rate, review, subscribe for new episode updates, and check out the playlist, too.
All right. Should I jump in?
What you have? Yeah.
I think my mom follows or is like friends with all of you on Facebook, with everyone that I'm connected to. She friends them, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And she'll like everything you post. Am I wrong? No. Norma Jean is a queen. Yeah, but she'll be your biggest champion. I saw this morning she was the first one to like Summer's post about Cinco de Mayo. And I was like, dang it.
What time?
She likes her better than me.
It was like, I posted that around 6:30 this morning.
I was like, thinking you were going to say like 4:30. Like, she's always on it.
That's the thing. Norma Jean will be your like biggest champion, or, your biggest fan. Always. I'm going to start crying. What can I say about Norma Jean? Like I said, she's always been there for me. Even like my lowest times, she was there. When I got a divorce, was 4 kids, single mom, she stepped right up, right? But maybe things repeat themselves. That's one thing that you can always... You're mirroring your mom in some ways. We sort of become them, right?
My sister calls me Mom Junior, by the way. Because I do everything my mom did, so yes.
And I think for me, like finding myself in the same situation that she was in when my brother and I were kids was weird. Like I fought it for a long time to not end up a single mom, but eventually you just have no choice and you're just there. You find yourself there. But I think a lot of my music that I came up with focused on this certain time with my mom, like when she did get divorced, when she was single, alone with us, and the music that I think she was probably absorbing in her, through her divorce and woman power and like all of this sort of strong female artist that just occupied her record player for several years. So obviously the first one, Stevie Nicks, the Belladonna album was like nonstop when I was like in middle school. And that's when we moved to Washington State. She started going to Washington State University. So it was all around that time, and just on her own, going back to college, because she didn't go to college. She got married really young and had us, and then divorced, and then she didn't have skills and all of that. So she went back to college and all of that. So Edge of 17, just because when that kicks in, you turn into Stevie Nicks, right? But it also just reminds me of her so much, her and my aunts and stuff like that, and just that certain time period. And then going a little further back to Linda Ronstadt. If Linda Ronstadt wasn't playing like on a daily basis in our house, like especially when my mom and dad divorced, oh man, I was like nonstop Linda Ronstadt. So I wanted to throw out to my mom, "When Will I Be Loved" by Linda Ronstadt. And she's just so, her vocals are just so strong. All of her songs, and she did a lot of covers. That's a cover, but she makes it her own. And I don't think about, I don't think about that it being a cover. I think of that as like Linda Ronstadt always. So, and then I'm going to wrap things up for my mom. She loves Billie Eilish. She bought a Billie Eilish hoodie.
Love it.
And she calls her My Billie.
Aww.
She says My Billie. So I think the new one, Your Power, because my mom taught me not to put up with shit from men. And I think that's, what Billy is really promoting in that song is just like, we're done. This is you're not going to do this anymore. So yeah, that's it. I told you I would cry.
It's okay. Hey,
sorry guys. Sorry. It's all emotional talking about my mom and stuff. Oh my God. My pits are sweating.
I miss my mom so much. She used to live right down the street, and now she lives 5 states away. So it's hard to not talk about your mom and get emotional, especially on Mother's Day. You think about them and everything they've done,
and I'll just FaceTime my mom. I probably won't get her shit. Is that bad?
No.
I mean,
do you send them flowers?
Do you
do
don't.
I used to. I used to do the edible arrangements because I'm like, at least she can eat it and enjoy it. But
my mom's like, don't give me anything.
Just call me.
Just call me. That's my When I was in. Ever since college, for me, I've tried to be the first person to call her on Mother's Day because of one specific Mother's Day. It was 2 a.m, and there was a bunch of people hanging out in my dorm room, and I was like, guys, let's call my mom. It's Mother's Day.
Oh, we called your mom drunk one night, too.
We did, yeah. She's always
embarrassing because I'm supposed to be the grown-up.
I know. She's always waking up to our phone calls. We're like, what do you want?
My mom always said, you ladies are silly. You girls.
You girls. Oh, you kids. That's how my mom says it.
Well, yay. Good for us that we have killer moms.
I know. Yeah. I feel very lucky. My twin sister is now a mom, too. Her daughter's 2. She's so... I FaceTime her all the time, and I unfortunately, because of the pandemic, haven't been able to see her much and interact with both of them. But just seeing that, her on a daily basis be a mom, I'm like, this is crazy. You're my twin sister. I could not do that, at least right now, and handle all of that stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah, you could. That's the amazing thing about that is you actually figure it out really quick.
I know, but
I'm not telling you to be a mom. No. I don't want you to be yet.
I still need help, opening jars. I can't open a jar on my own. And I have to go, help me. I need to grow the F up before that happens.
Well,
you can say fuck.
Yeah,
I can't.
It's a podcast. Just don't tell mom. Well, I want to say happy Mother's Day to you, Summer.
Thank you.
Yeah, seriously, happy Mother's Day. Kate, call your mom.
Happy Dog Mother's Day.
Happy Dog Day. And
happy Mother's Day to all the moms listening out there.
And yeah, exactly. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. And please pass this on to your mom. Let your mom listen to it. Tell her it's a Momcast. She'll love it.